Hello. How is everyone? It's me, Annalisa, with my spiritual friend. And as always, I am not a doctor, a lawyer, a therapist, or a financial advisor. If you need one of those, please seek those. If you want a private reading with me, you can go to my website at myspiritualfriend.com. And there's a page there where you can pay for a reading, and then I will email you and find out about dates and what worked for you and all of that. Or you can email me at Annalisa@myspiritualfriend. I have a quick request, please. If everyone could just stop typing your questions just for a sec. I have a niece, and I have a couple nieces, but one of them is currently hospitalized. And if any of you, I think Danny 333, you're an energy healer. If you guys would send out some energy to work with healing with her, that'd be super awesome, and I'd really appreciate it. So, all right, let's get started. Oh, totally. Sorry, I just saw that real quick. KK, thank you for being here as always. You guys give KK a little energetic zhuzh round of applause, because she is always here. Steph R. Okay, if you're doing looking for mediumship, please give me a name. It's like trying to make a phone call without a phone number. Sometimes they're kind enough to show up on their own, but names are helpful. My hair's a little wackadoo. Look at all those curls. Okay. Steph R. So if Steph R, if you would be kind enough, that'd be great. Hi, Baseman. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Right. Oh, gosh. Sometimes I look at your questions and I see the answers right away. Thank you. Thank you, Jazz Hands. Okay. Looking for Steph R. Manuel Romero. Okay. Okay. The first thing I'm getting is he feels a little bit shorter. And I feel like I have a little bit of a headache here. It's weird. It's almost like feeling like my head is underwater or something. I don't know. It's a weird feeling. But I also feel like he was always a very busy man, and almost like too busy to talk, because it feels like even if I don't know when he passed away, but it's that feeling of like, hold on just a minute. And he's like doing business and everything is just very like, I'm too busy. And again, it's another thing where it's like I'm holding something in my mouth, like a toothpick or something, but I've always got something kind of in my mouth, or I'm always playing with something. Like my hands are never free. It's like I've always got something I'm doing. I don't know if this makes any sense, Steph. If you can validate any of that. Thank you, Rose. This is for Steph R. I'm asking for validation. He's doing well, He's I joke that he looks like a werewolf right now. So I offered to have him, like, now that the hair cutting places are opening up or next week, I think, or maybe they did this week, I don't know, for him to make a schedule. Maybe the headache due to, okay. The headache, if that's where he was shot in his head, then that would make sense. Is there a reason I would feel like I'm underwater, though? Did he always have something like chewing on something, or was that like one of his like little quirks? That's kind of like what it was. It's like, I don't know if it's a toothpick or what it is, but I feel like I'm always chewing on something, or always like very, it's that feeling of being underwater. Does that make sense? Thank you, Sock Monkey. I just keep hearing water. I literally feel like you know that sound when you're underwater and bubbles going up? And it's not stopping. So the hard thing with, and I want to say this to you for any of you who are looking for mediumship, it's more of it takes more time. Because people, just like when we're here on earth, we don't communicate as well. So it just takes a little bit more time. The only thing he keeps stressing right now, he's not actually saying anything. It was like, I'm really busy thing. So I don't know if that makes any sense either. Just always being really busy and too busy to talk and always doing some kind of work or whatever. But then the water thing, just think about that. See if it makes sense. Maybe something more will come through next week, but he's not really saying much. I wish that he would, but that happens sometimes, especially if they're not really spiritual people in life. They aren't always the best communicators once they get over there. Lily, oh. Oh, y'all are so sweet. Yeah, I didn't even wasn't even looking. See, I'm clearly off. I just got this text message from my sister-in-law kind of updating us on my niece. So, yeah, like and subscribe and all of that stuff. Danny, of course you'll be in a relationship again. Ask a new one. Come on now. That's like a gimme, isn't it? I do feel like something is coming in, but it feels like it's a little bit of ways. And it feels like 6 months out. It doesn't mean you're not gonna date. Sometimes I refer to myself in my position because I'm sitting in your energy. So take it for what it is when you're listening, if you're new to this. It's that feeling of like in about 6 months, but it doesn't mean I'm not gonna date before that happens, but it feels like something more serious coming in 6 months' time. Yeah, because I feel like I'm seeing like they're showing me Christmas decorations and holiday decorations, and I get it. Sort of one-sided, but I like the magic of Santa, and that is all I'm going to say. I like the paganness of the holiday. The witch in me. Goldie or Nettie? Let's see if Goldie or Nettie show up. Was one of them really tiny and one of them a little bit taller? Because I actually feel them when I ask them, they're together and they have like a funny relationship. Like even if they wouldn't have gotten together in life, I feel like they have a funny relationship, and they're showing me, and like, I feel like the taller one has a drink and is taking a drink. I don't know which is which. But like one of them is smoking. I feel like it's the taller one, smoking and drinking. And they have like a funny, like, it's like a comedic relationship between them, like almost like a teasing, a joking around. I don't know if this makes any sense. Hello, everybody who said hello. Thank you, Stefar. I appreciate you too. KK, you know all the little tricks. Both were smaller, but one would have been a drinker. Okay. Okay. Even if they were both smaller, is there one that would have then joked that she was taller, and it was like a big difference? Because it feels like a very joking relationship. Like, so maybe she would have joked that she was a lot taller, but there's like a very camaraderie, there's a nice camaraderie between them. They get along well. They would have fun together. hard to remember. Just find out if there's any validation, but they're there. It's not like sometimes they don't, like if we're good with their passing and we're doing okay, sometimes they don't really have a huge message. Although I'm hearing real quick, just like, that sound of like if you go into like a smaller business and you close the door and they've got like the bell on the door, that's like the sound I'm hearing, is the door, like the sound of the bell kind of on the door. So I don't know if that makes any sense for validation, but sometimes when we're good with their passing and everything's pretty okay in our life, and even though we want to say hi, they're kind of like just going to let me know weird, quirky characteristics or traits rather than have this like big message, because it's obvious they love you, right? Like, so unless there's some like issue that comes up, a lot of times it'll just be like little quirky things. So see if you can validate that with anybody in your family. Hi, Regine. Sherry Benfer, I think you're new here, so welcome. What do I see happening with your job? So I heard she'll keep it. She's not going to like it. They're moving her. So I don't know if you're moving departments or you're moving a desk or whatever, but they're moving you. And I heard, or maybe you're moving shifts or times or whatever. And I heard it's going to be a little bit more inconvenient, but nothing that you can't handle. And it'll end up working itself out in the long run. So I will leave you with that. Nicole. The psychic answer or the Nicole? Party's like, he's a dick. Pardon that. No, so I do feel like there's some mental health issues on his part. I also feel like learning to set boundaries and not really knowing how to do it in a healthy manner. I feel like not being great at communication. I also feel like, how like sometimes when you're really emotional, you don't really hear someone, like you hear it, but it doesn't register the right way. It feels like I'm just not registering things the right way. I'm feeling overly stressed. I actually also think he's worried about her getting sick. Like he feels like really stressed out. And I also feel anxiety. It's like this whole combination, but doesn't feel like I hate you. I don't want you around my daughter. It just feels like a whole bunch of stuff and I have no control over anything. And this is what I have control over. There is a lot of dysfunction, I feel like, going on just within the family dynamics in general. But it's not anything that can't be healed or solved or sort of resolved. Same thing as solved, right? Oh, okay. Glad that I did, Sherry. Thank you for the validation. Hi, Sherry Kirk. So did that make sense to you, Nicole? Okay. You got the tick word. Okay. All right. So I'll leave it at that then. And thank you for the work that you do, Sherry. I was a nurse and it's not fun. There's all kinds of politics in nursing that people don't realize. All right, jazz hands. Prolonged exposure to COVID. That sucks. I actually feel like it will be positive, but I feel like not being symptomatic for it or whatever it is, it's very minor and I'm okay. Like even if I have a cough, it's like minor random cough. It's not anything where I feel like I might want to sleep more. I know they have all different rules or whatever now where it's like 7 days, no fever. I don't feel like you'll be febrile. Maybe lose your smell. I actually feel like you might be out for, it feels like a week and a half to 2 weeks. So I feel like fairly minor symptom-wise, and I hope that's the case. This is the time I really wanna be right. Of course, I hope you're negative, right? But I feel like you're positive and but it's, like, super minor. Are you feeling okay now? I don't know if I typed your name, so we're gonna type again if I did. I don't know if you can validate any of that, jazz hands. I hope my connection's okay tonight. I'm having a lot of internet issues, and I don't know if it's because they were doing stuff on the side of the house where everything, all the wires and stuff come in. He has to fix our electricity. Something like went wacky, and he didn't even touch. He said they didn't even touch the electricity. So I don't know, whatever. But 3 of our outlets are out. 1, 2, 3, 3 of our outlets are out. You know, houses are weird. And like when people do their own work, they put weird stuff in. Like there was 2 random bolts in the side of my house. Let's see. Shoot, where am I? I think I'm with you. Starry Sky. Shoot. You guys all type a whole bunch at the same time, so now I gotta find it. Okay, Jazz, I did your Sangria 81. How is Tom feeling about you? I heard he's feeling all right, but he's not the one. Lucy, when do I see you and Tim reconnecting or meeting? Let's see, that one was Sangria. Who doesn't like a little Sangria? Lucy, Tim, do I see you? Your guides are very direct, which I also feel like then that makes you a very direct person. So all I'm going to say is no, move on. So that's what they said. No, move on. They said better things on the horizon. Dream girl, messages from your Aunt Josie. I will do my best, Aunt Josie. You want to come through? Are you by chance a Dave Matthews Band fan? What's up with people on the phone tonight? Something with her hair. So was she like, oh, like either I was a hairdresser or I was always getting my hair done. Like I was obsessed with my hair because I just keep feeling like led to hair and hair dye and fixing hair. And I don't know if she had a charm bracelet or whatever, but the way it looks like to me is it's weird. You know those like little round like key ring holders, like that are like stretchy, and like some businesses will hold keys on them to like to open the doors of like dressing rooms or I don't know, just like, but it's like I have like almost like that or a charm bracelet or something on, but it just feels like one thing on it. And smoking again, I keep getting smoking. So I'm not smelling it though, thank God. I hate when I have to smell the cigarette smoke. I don't know, Dream Girl, does this make any sense for Josie? Yes. Oh, you're a Dave Matthews fan. Okay. She smoked. Okay. Was she like obsessed with her hair? I also feel that feeling of she's telling you to not bother with him. Like I feel like she would always, it's that feeling of I don't know who you're with, but um like you're too good to put up with whatever it is. Like she just feels like she's very opinionated. Thank you, KK. Hi, Danielle. You're not with anyone. She's saying something about, I don't know, then maybe it's just a feeling of like being very opinionated. Was she a very opinionated woman? Like it's just that feeling. She's always got something to say. She's very like strong personality. She's very opinionated, very strong personality. Like she just was like, don't do that. That's like she would not hold back anything. Just know that she's okay. Again, it's not like feeling like does the hair thing make sense? Just curious what that is. She's fine. She's on who she was. I don't feel like she's really a spiritual person. So it's like, I think she was more in her hair than you think. I don't know. There's something with her hair. And nails, like always done. Cause I don't play with my nails much. I don't have nails, please. Okay. She's fine. She's good. I don't feel like there's any big like hurrah message about what to do with your life. I mean, she would give you a lot of opinions about it, but sometimes getting opinions from our loved ones on the other side is like getting opinions from them on this side. Do you really want them? So I'm going to leave it just so I can move on, but she's fine. She's good. There's nothing major coming through. Like, you know, obviously she loves you. If they're going to show up, they love you. They care about you. But I feel like all is okay. We understood the death. We're like, there's no regrets. I get this like weird. I'm going to change the lighting or something. It makes me look like I have like, whatever. Anyway, sorry. Sometimes you just catch and you look and you're like, Starry Sky. I have a general reading. My spiritual mailbox must be so full from. No. Oh. Well, listen, the planets are all crazy right now, apparently, according to some of the astro people I know. And I think, I don't know if it was 4 planets in retrograde or I don't know, y'all, but energy is weird right now. Do you feel a little funky about that house? Because I feel like the way they're making me feel is like just like sage it, open the windows and sage. It's, I don't know if it's like a portal or it's not necessarily bad, but it just feels like there's something in there that needs to be sort of like cleared out and cleaned out. There is an older woman in that home. I feel like she would have been OCD in life. So send her love, thank her for being there, and send her on her way. You know, tell her it's like this is your home now and you're grateful for what you did and for being there. But always do this with love and not like get the fuck out. Because like, you know, It's always better to do things with love. It's much easier and it's more powerful. But it just feels like she might give you a little bit of a hard time because she would have been like, you have to do it this way, you have to do it that way, blah, blah, blah. Are you also having headaches and issues? I keep getting sage. Sage it, sage it, sage it. Oh, am sorry, I wasn't directed to you. Let me see who that was. That's for shoot. This is, who is this moving? Oh, Starry Sky. Sorry, that was for you. Starry Sky, the house stuff. My apologies. Okay, perfect. Okay. So send her off with love. They're showing me like my cousin's grandmother. And she was just like very OCD, very like, I didn't ever feel warm, loving energy from her. She wasn't mean to us or anything. She made donuts and stuff. Like she cooked, she was like, but she was like crazy, neat, freak, clean. And it was just like, everything was like, so I just feel like she might be that way around the house. And if you don't do it a certain way, so it's like, just kind of like send her love and send her on her way. Because I feel like she might tap on things at night to annoy you and be like, you're not doing this right. So yeah. Okay, now your recent past life. Okay. Wait, recent past life, and I confirm it had stomach. Wait. Clarify this question here. You said I should heal my solar plexus, and that's something to do with my last past life. And I confirm it had stomach. You had a stomach ache in childhood, and you're confirming that, and you're wanting to know more about your recent past life. This is for you, Am. You're up. Okay. Yes, oftentimes when we have issues from our past life, we come in with things now, like ailments and things like that. But I also feel like it kind of bled over into feeling you were a very anxious child, because I feel like they're showing me almost like your mom being like, I don't understand why she's so anxious, like not really getting that. So it's like coming in with anxiety and feeling not settled. Like you came in very anxious even as a little one. Does that make sense? Like being pretty high anxiety as a kid. Yeah. You actually came in that way, but then I also feel like I keep getting pulled that like even my childhood didn't help it though. Like, so mom loving and everything else, but it was almost at the same time like, I feel like your crown chakra is opening up, by the way. So mom was loving and kind, but didn't really understand it. I feel like dad's like kind of really doesn't get the whole emotional part of it. So it doesn't help. I came in with it, but it doesn't help kind of what was going on. They're not showing me much about this past life, but what I do keep feeling is like that feeling of always looking over my shoulder and like being paranoid about other people and like feeling like people were always out to get me and like counting and recounting money and like making sure everything was like, it's like, I don't know if I either like, it's this weird feeling of either like You know when they show you in the movies, like somebody works like is in the mafia or whatever, or like works for the mafia, like it's like constantly like feeling like you need to check, like it's like almost like an accountant for the mafia. Like it's like that feeling. It's either that or I had so many mental health issues that I was paranoid and thought there was all of this stuff going on that wasn't really going on. It's like that weird, like I don't know any other way, but it's like something in that one or the other, but always being sort of paranoid. Um, I would look on, honestly, there's a lot of, I know I always say I'm going to have to do stuff, but it's, but I really would encourage you to do like a past life regression meditation. I think that you could do it, especially with your crown chakra opening up. I'm sorry if I slaughter your name. I'm going to try the best I can. Uzomaka. Um, can you do a general reading? What my guides want me to know? Okay. Of course I can give you a general reading. Okay, let me try and make sure I spell your name right. O-A-M-A-K-A, Pringle. That one's easy. You have lovely energy. So they said you are wise and a great teacher for many. You have a big and a kind heart. It's just, I feel like I'm sitting in sunshine. Like I just feel really good in your energy. So that's, you're here for a bigger calling than you are aware and you realize. And I actually feel like you help people in a way, like you're extremely empathetic. So I actually want to put you in as an empath, but you're extremely empathetic and understanding, and you're very patient. It's just such a level of patience. I mean, you don't have a tolerance for BS, but you're really patient with trying to help people, and you're a very good listener. And these are all important things that you came in with. I don't know if you can validate any of that. Oh, I got your name right. Yay. Chrissy Chandler, subscribe and hit the bell and come back next week. It's not unlucky. Just trust that maybe there was a reason you're supposed to just be here and in the energy. And maybe there's supposed to be something that happens that sort of builds on whatever it is you want to ask. And then you come back next week and you do it differently. I don't know. I just trust that everybody gets their reading exactly when they're supposed to, the way they're supposed to. Even when my clients come in and they're like, oh, they'll ask, I have people that email me and they're like, I want a reading. I'm like, okay. And they like don't answer for like a month and a half. They're like, I'm finally getting to you. I'm like, I don't care, whatever. You get a reading when you're supposed to. A lot of what I said does resonate. So you have a big plan for your life. And they said you're taking the steps that you're supposed to take and on your journey and be there. So be patient with it. You're not as patient with your own journey as you are with other people. You said you're a wise and knowing person. You're good about trusting your instincts, and you should keep following that and following your path. Good night, Am. Have a great night. Thank you, Chrissy. I appreciate the compliment. Yes, you do. And you're meant, listen to me, you think it's random, Uzumaka, you think it's random that you're talking to them, but it's not. Like there is this divine intervention that happens that puts people in our path for the perfect reason. I've had people like say things like, where I randomly say things to them, and they may be people I know, but I'm telling you, everybody comes into your path at a perfect time. So they place you here to help others. Do they have any with your ex, Jesse? Okay. I got to move on to somebody else. So they said, don't give him much thought. He has a lot of healing to do. He has a lot of things mixed up in his mind, they said. He's learning to set things straight, but it's like I'm in a darker, heavier place, and he sort of needs to work on all of that. He needs to work on listening. How do I say this? They said you served your purpose in his life, and he in yours. Like, you learned the lessons that you needed to learn, and now it's time to part ways. They said it didn't happen the way you wanted it to or hoped it would. But the lessons that you take from this relationship will serve you well in your next. There's something about 3 months coming up, so I don't know if it's finding a new relationship in 3 months or what, but there's something, a change happening for you in 3 months. Ashley, okay, let's see what we got, Ashley. Let's see if your dad showed up this week. So does he have an interesting accent? Does this make sense, Ashley? I don't know if it's like nasally or it's like, I don't know what it is. It's just interesting. It's not Southern. It's not like it's got this like kind of like like certain inflections are kind of more nasally sounding. Does this make sense? And he he talks a little bit faster, not crazy fast or anything, but he's kind of like, he says you're impatient. And I feel like he would have joked with you. He's like, she's pestering me all the time. Like, I feel like you're talking to him a lot at home, and he jokes that you're pestering him and he can't get anything done. And he says you need to stop bothering with, who is this? Sebastian. He's not good enough for you. But I also, it's that feeling of like, no one would be good enough for you in his eyes. And he just showed me a teddy bear. I don't know if any of that makes any sense. You guys notice I say that a lot because, of course, I have no idea if this stuff makes sense to you. I'm very impatient. Okay. It was just like, but he has like it has a weird, like, it doesn't remind me of a Texas accent or a New Orleans accent. I don't know what it is, but there's something weird about it. Sorry. There's something like a weird inflection, like like, I don't know what it is. He bought you lots of teddy bears. Okay, good. All right, then we're going to leave you at that. So Sebastian's not good enough for you. Okay, I'm glad. Thank you, George. I'm going to leave you with that, Ashley, so we can get moving on to everyone else. Let's see, you get a message from Spirit. Oh, Nicole, you are the world's most patient. What is with August, Nicole? They just highlighted August. I know, Liz, I'm going to get to you. I'm working. I just saw that. And sometimes that they talk to me as I'm reading something through. Okay, Liz. They're showing me like you organizing paperwork and going through paperwork and reading line by line. And like, it's like, There's something they want you to recheck though, because they said that you missed one or something. I don't know what it is, but it's like going through all this paperwork and like missing something small. It doesn't feel detrimental, but it's like it'll save you having to go back later. They said you just want the reassurance, but she's doing good. There's what like they're like, what does she want us to tell her? She's doing good. Where she's pushing through and she's pushing along. I do feel like you're a little dehydrated though. Maybe drink some water because I just felt real dizzy like when I get dehydrated. And find a way to get some fresh air. I feel like I'm not getting enough fresh air. And I know a lot of us are still at home or, even as things are opening up, we're like a lot of us are still kind of, keeping at home. But I just feel like it's really important for you to open some windows, get some fresh air because it just feels like stale, stagnant. Does the dizziness make sense? Oh, sorry. You feel like you're not doing good. It feels like I'm going through like it might be a list of something because it feels like more alphabetizing type something. Like that's how I felt like going through. The dizziness makes sense. Drink some water. That'll really help you feel better. I know that sounds nuts, but it feels like drinking water and getting outside. So if you feel like you're doing terrible, it just feels like I'm cooped up and I just need to get outside and get some fresh air. It's something very simple to help me. I will tell you this. I've had clients, it's funny, the ones that like act like they come to me for readings and like, oh, everything's great. I'm like, everything's not so good. Let's go through. And then the people who think that they're just a ginormous wreck, I'm like, so not a lot's going on. And they're like, but I feel like I'm like, because you're too hard on yourself. And that's what it's like really funny. So that I know that you're feeling like you're terrible, whatever, but you're really in an okay space. I really think that you need to drink some water, like, oof. But that you are doing okay. Okay. You need to drink more water. And it's not about chugging it all right away because it's sort of like, but it's like drink more water continuously throughout the day is really important. And I feel like you need to eat better because I feel like I'm eating a lot of simple things, like simple carbs, things that break down that aren't like keeping my blood sugar up. So like, or keeping it more stable. So I feel like, it's like that up and down crash of when you eat simple carbs. So it feels like, like eat some more protein. You might also be a little bit anemic if they're talking about protein. Just keep in mind those kind of things too. All right. Oh, Nicole. Oh, did you answer that thing about August? No clue. You haven't heard from him. I literally am getting nothing, which is so not what you want to hear, but I'm literally getting like dead space. Because I was like, well, is he really stressed out? Is all the energy around, whatever? There is something about August coming in, and they're not saying what, but there is something about August. So I don't know if it's that he returns in August or what happens, but there's something about August. Oh. So they said you're still sort of focusing on that so you don't have to look at yourself and kind of work on the stuff going on inside, because I still feel like there's stuff that I'm not working on here with self-love and taking care of myself and healing some of the separation anxiety issues, or the, what do you call it? Fear of abandonment issues. And I know it sucks to look at ourselves, but it's really, really beneficial so that I don't know if he's still the one because they're not really showing me, but it just feels like still really needing to work on inside and letting go and really working to heal the fear of abandonment stuff and the self-worth and all of that. You're a good person, Nicole. I've done readings for you before. You're a really good person. You just need to see that. Sorry, it's not what you want to hear. Try to keep down some of the talking in between you guys. Because I don't want to lose some of these questions. Anita, may you have a general reading. They're telling you to set reminders and not forget. Set reminders, don't forget. Set reminders, don't forget. It's really important. Set reminders, don't forget. They're talking about alarm clocks and setting reminders. Are you supposed to get up and be somewhere in the morning and they're worried you're going to sleep at, like, oversleep? I don't know what this is, but it's like setting reminders, don't forget, don't forget, don't forget. They're saying something is very important coming up. You need to set reminders and not forget. Monica C, what are you going to be? What do you mean? When will you be approved for what? Nicole, the whole healing stuff, that's all, like, also understand that it's not about getting there, because even when we've like sort of understood the whole like fear of abandonment issue, it's not that it goes away and we're all better and everything's perfect. It's that we recognize when we get a trigger and we go, okay, I see what that is now. Instead of like feeding it, you recognize it and you're like, all right, so that's what's going on. And you sort of calm it down quicker. Look at somebody else and then see if Bonita comes back to me with that. Oh, Monica, I'm waiting to see what will be approved for what. Breezy wants a message from spirit guides. So Monica C, approved for what? Bonita, what's the alarm clock to issue? I don't know, that's just what I was getting. I'm gonna have to, if I don't hear from you in a minute. Monica, okay, when will I be approved for my disability soon, please? Okay, thank you. So Monica, I feel like 2 weeks and 6 weeks. So I don't know if it's that I get approved in 2 weeks and then it starts rolling in 6 weeks. It feels like whatever it is, there's like a slight delay from the approval time to actually receiving it. Okay, good. I think so, Bonita, I think that's just a validation because you're here a lot. It's just a validation of set 2 reminders. If they're coming through with saying that, whatever it is, just set a couple reminders. It sounds stupid, but like I feel like you may be so busy at that time or tired at that time that it literally be like, I just need a little extra help kind of getting along the way. So you're not losing your mind though, or getting dementia or anything like that. It just feels like I'm tired and I'm stressed and distracted. And so just set and make sure you set an extra reminder for that, not just one. And that's also just a validation that you know that you're connected with your guides. Sorry, just saw something over there. I don't know. This. Monica, I hope that makes sense about your 2 weeks and then 4 weeks, 2 weeks, 6 weeks. I'm gonna go ahead and just put your name down. And then Breezy, I think asked next for just a general reading. I'm gonna double check. If I skipped over somebody in between, don't panic. I'll come back to you. I'm gonna go double check that that's the order. Also remember that my order might be different than your order. All the subtleties of differences on our sides. Shoot. Time. Breezy, Monica. Ah, good, I'm in right order. And then Alessandra. Okay. Alessandra, I'm just going to answer yours quick because I'm not going to give the guides one. I'm just going to I actually feel like you're going to hear something in a couple days about, I think, possible interview. Like, I feel like I'm getting, the job comes in pretty quickly. It's not, I'm not waiting around and twiddling my fingers. And so I'm going to leave you with that. Now I'm back to you, Breezy. I'm not going to write your name again, but I'm back to you now. They said everything is all clear now. I'm skating free. I'm moving through. So it's like whatever was holding me back from moving forward, and it feels more career oriented rather than like personal life. It feels like my goal driven, that everything is like kind of out of the way now and I'm able to skate through really easily. The things that I felt were holding me back at one time almost like felt like an anchor slowing me down or tripping me up, or kind of out of the way now, and I'm moving through and doing well. Are you planning on changing your job or doing something? Because it's like in 6 weeks, there's big changes coming up career-wise. Does this make sense to you? You're welcome, Alessandra. You're welcome, Monica. Does it feel like time just totally floated by? Because I'm like, how is it this late already? Sorry, guys. Okay. I think I was asking something. Sorry, I don't. You're welcome, spiritual seeker. No problem. Thank you for telling me I'm amazing. I appreciate that. Hello, C. McKissick. Thanks for subscribing. I'm sorry. Sometimes I get in this mode where I'm like in the zone, and then I just like psychic amnesia it, and I can't remember what the frick I was on and talking about. So thank you for being patient for my lunacy. Okay. Oh, Breezy, was I talking to you about what were we talking about? Skating through. Did that make sense? Oh, you're not here. Okay. Well, I'm gonna move on. But it just feels like skating through, moving through, things are getting easier. So if you're new here, I don't know if you know, but I have the best subscribers in the world. So welcome to the best subscribers in the world. This is a really, really lovely group of people, souls, and they are all amazing. And I'm really, really grateful that you guys found me. Okay, Alessandra did yours, Lauren Jane. Do you have any messages from Evan for you? I don't. It was like that feeling of the feeling that Evan is like sort of like Evan the type of person that would have like literally put everybody ahead of him? Because that's the feeling I have is like, it's okay. There's more important people. Like there's other messages that need to happen or people need to receive something. Like she knows I love her. She knows I'm okay. And it's literally like, he's just the nicest. Definitely gone too soon. I don't know if this makes any sense, Lauren Jane. Yes. So know that he's with you. Sometimes it's just little things. So just know that he's with you. He's around. He loves you dearly, but no big messages other than I love her and sort of letting you know his personality is around. I don't know if resonates butterflies, but he said he's the butterfly around her. There's something like really like he's letting you know he's around you. You know he's around you. Regine, Joseph, do you have any messages? Regine, Joseph. I feel like business opportunities are coming through because they literally said high flying, like I'm really doing well right now. Whatever is like, it doesn't seem like it should be a time for things to be rolling in and doing well, but I feel like I've hit my stride and I'm doing really well. And it seems like everything is sort of going along well. Don't be afraid that that's just going to stop. It's not. Your business is going to keep growing and doing well. They said you are meant to be where you are right now. Just trust it and have faith and enjoy this part of the journey. Don't get afraid that it's all going to go away because you don't want to shift your energy into that direction. You will manifest it if you start to work in that place of fear. I hope that makes sense because it's really good. It felt really good. Oh, good. That's him, Lauren. So it's not literally him as a butterfly. It's his way of pulling your attention to it so that you notice it. And that's how you connect with him. Good evening, Urban Lady. Okay. Babyface and Sherry. Babyface, I'm going to do yours. Let me do Sherry's real quick because I just got that real quick about her daughter. So what it is that she's an empath, Sherry, and she's sort of feeling the energy and the vibration of the unsettledness of the entire world and all of that. And she's also sensitive to like some of the planetary stuff. So something that I've found that works really, really well that I've been doing with my middle daughter, who's very, very sensitive and she's totally into it. So I'm excited. And I've actually been doing it like where I place the energy around my youngest daughter too, my oldest daughter, but they're not as into it. There is an energy healer I know that's really great, and he has it on his website. So it's basically like you visualize yourself sitting or standing on Metatron Star. He is, if you're ever curious about it, Daniel Teague, and it's like Vegas Star Healing, I think, .com. You imagine yourself sitting on Metatron Star, and then you see a gold light come up around you, kind of surrounding you, and then a white light around the gold light, and then a silver light around all of that. And you can either say it in this way, which is what is on his website, which is no negative energy, no negative intention may penetrate this space. And you say it, with a firm, trusting, knowing. But like my daughter really liked kind of seeing it go around. Do that before bedtime. So say it like 3 times, or you can say only the highest love and light may enter this space. Sort of like doing it, flipping it into a positive affirmation. It's whatever she feels more empowered saying. But that'll sort of like help. So it just feels like sort of like she's sort of picking up on the energy of what's going on in the universe. And it's sort of like acting itself out through nighttime and stressors and stuff. She just might need a lot of extra little hugs and cuddles too. But she'll be okay. It's not anything like, It's not like there's a spirit haunting her or anything like that. It's just sort of like just the general energy going on. All right, baby face. I didn't forget you. Sorry. Thank you for being patient. I truly appreciate it. They said your strength, baby face, is in your listening and your observation, and sort of learning now at this stage in your life to sit back and observe rather than react, and that you're finding that you're able to be like much more analytical and less emotional. And it actually is more empowering for you to do that. They said you're doing good. And this sounds silly to say this way, but you're maturing, and you're gaining wisdom. And it's also like people are starting to look up to you now rather than kind of like side eye you and be like, oh, that's just her. It's that feeling of like, oh, maybe she knows something. So you're doing really, really well. Hi, Devery. What are the genders of your future children? I feel a boy and a girl. And I think the boy will be first. But a third one might sneak in, and I don't know why that is, but they said a third might sneak in. Did twins run in your family? Because it may be that there might be like the second pregnancy might be a twin. And they said too, they're going to give you a run for your money. Because they literally said, hold on to your seat. It's nothing you can't handle. They said you came in with a lot of power and a lot of energy, so don't expect to not have children that aren't powerful and full of energy. You're welcome, baby face. You're welcome, Sherry. I'll leave that with you, Devery. Everybody who's still hanging out here, I super appreciate it. If you're new here, you see that sometimes there's so many questions that are posted in the first few minutes that it takes me a while to get through. Just like I'm on 836 right now. I haven't even hit 837. Julie Owens. So they said you can seek your truth all you want, but until you get that mess untangled, you're not going to find your way out of it. It's a metaphorically speaking. So it's like it's that feeling of like trying to find enlightenment and rise above a situation, but you sort of have to like actually go through the mess in order to find your way out. So you're going to have to face some uncomfortable truths. About who you are and what you learned, and know that you aren't a bad person. They said you aren't a bad person. You're not a bad person, but you learned a lot of things and a lot of belief systems that sort of set you off on a reactionary pace. And in order to rise above it, you just can't go, well, I'm better now. They said you just have to go through it and really heal all of that and forgive yourself and understand that and have empathy for yourself as you're going through it, and know that, we're all human and we're here for this human experience, and it's not pretty, and we aren't always pretty. But that doesn't mean we can't rise and rise above it. But it also doesn't happen magically. Like you can't not deal with all of that either. I don't know if that makes any sense. Shoot, I didn't write who that was for. Oh, sorry. I'll know who it is for in just a second. Give me a minute. Oh, it's for Julie. Julie, I don't know if that makes any sense. Lana Shakur, is my financial situation going to get better for me? It will. It's going to take more time than you would like and you hoped. And it feels like a little reshuffling, a little moving things around in order to, so I don't know if it's like refinance or where you go to like a debt consolidation or something like that, but it feels like moving things around a little bit just to make it a little bit easier, but it will get better. It feels like towards the end of the July, things are a little bit more balanced, and well, I still may have issues with debt or something like that, but I feel like I have my head above water and I can breathe now because I sort of have a plan and it feels so much more manageable now. And it may take a few years to like kind of really feel like I'm ahead of the game now and I've got like a nest egg, but know that it's going to be okay. All right, base man, I'm finally to you. Look at that. 2 minutes in. Finally to you. Can I tell you whether your contract will be extended? It will be extended. I feel like it definitely will be extended. I feel like 2 more times, and then it may even be rewritten or reconfigured. They like you, is the feeling I got. So I have videos I want to make. I want to make one posting the old stuff. Sorry, I'm so wiggly. Posting the old stuff, like old videos from last year that I like talked about a lot of stuff where I saw like Black women coming out in huge numbers to vote, like Alabama flipping, like all this stuff. So I want to kind of like go over that and look over some of the things that I've gotten. And I still want to talk about like, I don't know if y'all have ever heard of post-traumatic slave syndrome and things. And I talked to this beautiful woman, Candy, about like, it's just like so many things I'm learning, and I'm really, really would like to share them with you guys. And like, the world is wonderful if you allow yourself to open up and learn. So yeah. Okay. Sorry. Random. Will EU natural stay cool help with my sleeping odor? My guides will know what I mean. Okay, sure. Your guides will know what you mean. It will, but I think you're going to find another product that actually works better. Like, I feel like it does okay, but I feel like you're going to find something shortly that works better. Like, you're going to randomly stumble upon it. Kelly Paul, I wish I could say that she has, but I don't believe that she has. I think they are still together. They are in a very codependent, unhealthy relationship. And she sort of, she may have a little bit of substance abuse issues herself, though I don't think she does because they're not as bad as his. She does self-medicate a little bit. So I feel like in a few months, she's going to start waking up and kind of seeing the dysfunction of it, but not be sure how to get out of it. But I also feel like it's very important that you not push too much with her, because I feel like her personality is very stubborn, so much so that she will, like, if you say like the sky is green, she's gonna be like, no, it's orange, and I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna prove to you it's orange. So it's like sort of like, don't say a word about him, because she'll prove to you how wonderful he is, and like really stick it out just to like be like, see, my mom wasn't right. Like, he wasn't so terrible. Like it's like, whatever. So you have to reverse psychology this one and not say a word. Jacqueline White, what do you need to know at this time? $33.33. Sorry. So I have a dear friend who I adore, and this is like the feeling it is like, stop. There's a reason I'm telling you this, but she'll go to like everybody for an opinion about something before she'll make a decision instead of just like making the decision. And it's sort of like, stop going to so many different sources when you know what your gut is telling you the truth is, and just really trust your gut. I feel like I go to too many different places, and it's like, just make the decision and trust your gut, because you're actually usually pretty spot on. And you just need to trust that. Like, it's like that comes from being kind of taught as a kid to second guess yourself. Like, you didn't know what it was. And they're saying, you KK, where do I see you living in a year's time? I see like your own apartment. I see like a 1-bedroom apartment. Urban Lady, both. So your gifts are expanding, but it's also sort of then opening up other areas. So it feels like I've always been pretty good at my crown chakra, like the claircognizance, just clear knowing, but my clairvoyance is really starting to open up, and that's sort of stretching into my ear chakras and sort of opening up my clairaudience more. It's funny. I feel like my clairsentience is opening too, because I feel like my hair is standing up on the back of my neck and like feeling like little on my shoulders. So it's a little bit of both. It's not just a one or the other. ST, I'm sorry to hear about your Steph, ST Steph. Sorry to hear about your job. That sucks. They said that it's for the best, though. We weren't really happy there anyway. And it was like sort of moving you in the wrong direction. I keep feeling lend like more towards like medical technologies. So I don't know exactly what that means, but it's like, or med tech. But I keep feeling like there's something technical about it, but in the more medicine field. So, or maybe selling medical equipment. I don't know. It feels like something technical though, but more medical related. Listen, that's what they're showing me. I can be wrong about how I get things, but I know what I'm getting. Like, and again, I've said this example before. A friend of ours said, what's my next job? And I'm like, are you sure you're not going to be, and she was in marketing. Like, are you sure you're not going to be in a school? Because I keep seeing you walking up and down the aisles of like a preschool, and I don't know what it is. She ended up doing marketing for a big preschool thing. But so I'm not always sure, but that's what they're showing me is like, I feel like I'm looking at a monitor. You know, the EKG monitors, and they hook you up, or where they have the EEG, or no, EKG and pulse ox and the respiration waveform. That's like what I'm looking at. So I don't know why it doesn't, but I don't feel like I'm a nurse. I feel like there's something technical about it, and I don't feel like I'm a doctor. So I will leave you with that. Priscilla Ellen, what type of guy will you next date? Not the one. It feels like somebody that's a little bit like too into themselves, a little more machismo, like suave kind of energy. But you'll move on quickly from him. And that one feels like it only lasts a couple months. mostly because you just get tired of somebody being kind of about themselves. Okay, so that makes sense. Pharmaceutical company. Okay. Um, Priscilla. I might spell your name wrong here. I apologize, Priscilla. I think I spelled your name, Priscilla Ellen. I apologize. I spelled your name wrong. Progress on my spiritual journey. Of course you are, Rose. All right, let's look at your energy, see about blocks. Immediately I'm drawn towards your root chakra and feeling like it needs to be cleared or like almost unhooked. Like there's like a hook holding you back. You want me to try and remove it for you? Let me know. I will do that right now. Just say yay or nay. Always ask permission, right? Stephanie, a message from Spirit. Stay the course, Stephanie. Don't jump ship yet. It feels like I've been like trying, should I go? Should I stay? Should I go? Should I stay? They're like, don't ship yet. Don't jump ship yet. You're right at the precipice of something happening. Okay, give me 2 seconds. All right, we'll see if that works. It feels weird to do it with everybody present. So I'll do it again after we get done here. Sock monkey. Thank you for that kindness, Sock Monkey. Be early. You know if Jeff has any messages for you. He literally said, "Not tonight. Stay the course. Stay the course." So it just feels like everything's the same. There's no change. Have a little more self-confidence is sort of also the feeling I'm getting. Do you have blood sugar issues? Blood sugar might be off. High vibrations. I don't feel like Devin wants to reconcile. I don't feel like he's a very loving and kind person. Shaheen Nazar. So I know this isn't like feel like psychic advice when we talk about moving on from somebody or releasing things, but it just really feels like, and it's always easier said than done. So please understand that I realize that as well. It's feeling rejected, right? So you feel like, oh, there's something wrong with me, or why wasn't I good enough, or why didn't I, like, why is the universe against me? It's sort of like, it's that sort of like heavier energy. And it's sort of like, what if it's a blessing in disguise? Listen, every person I've ever dated, like when I was going through that energy of it, it was like, oh, why doesn't it work out? Why is it not, But really and truly, I look back at all of them, and it would have been a disaster had I stayed with these people. And I knew at the time, like consciously, that they really weren't that good for me, but subconsciously, I kept thinking that it was something was wrong with me. So it's sort of the feeling of like really trusting in the universe that like you're sort of getting bumped in the direction of not to be with Chris because Chris wasn't the right vibrational match for you. And there is a better match for you and a healthier match for you, and one where you'll be, you know, um, in a happier space and not feeling like I'm constantly needing to measure up, or do I need to do something more to be good enough? It's like not feeling like I'm measuring up to the standards ever. And if you can like look at the relationship with gratitude that you had this chance to learn and grow from it, that sort of helps shift that energy to moving out of the sadness of it and the loss of it, rather than finding the gratitude that you had it and they had the experience of it, but are grateful also for to leave it to find something healthier and a better sense of it. Oh, that's interesting. Thank you for that validation, Rose. I just want to make sure that that I seal it up well, like a little healing. That's what I want to. But thank you for that validation. That's hilarious. Itchy nose. Is anybody else tired? Oh, excuse me. Maybe I'll sleep tonight when I walk out of here. Usually I like to go when I'm wide awake. Oh, shit balls. Why don't you go out there? Goodness gracious. Oh, there's Shaheen's name. Okay. Lily. Oh, the smaller. Okay, hang on. Thank you, everybody, for sending healing, by the way. That was really kind of you. Al O'Connor, when will E ask me to be his girlfriend? I don't know that he's going to be honest with you, Al. It feels like whatever this is, wherever it ends up, it doesn't feel like it's a long term. It feels like short term. And I actually feel like you kind of are like get tired of it. Kaya Dreamer, can I trust Abraham? Is he serious about me? I don't feel strong about the trust thing. I feel like so I feel like Abraham does not like confrontation and might tell white lies to avoid confrontation. I do feel like he's serious about you, but I'm not sure about the trust thing. And it doesn't feel like it's like really big bad things. Like I don't feel like, oh, I have a secret family. I just feel like I bend the truth or stretch it like silly putty around to make it seem like one thing when really it might have been another, or I might withhold things because I don't like confrontation. If that doesn't bother you, some people don't mind little white lies. It drives me batshit crazy. So that's the truth. I understand why people do it, but I'm like, just fucking tell me the truth. Sorry, drives me crazy. Hi, Sherry. Thank you so much. Sherry, he sent a pink rose. Does that make sense? I don't know if you're still here. Those of you that stick through this with me, God bless you. You're very sweet. Sherry, does the rose make any sense? I don't know if you're still here. You're welcome, Kaya. He's just a rose, and I also feel like he's going to be visiting you in your dreams, if not now, soon. And also feel like there's some kind of anniversary or something. Oh, okay. Music for the vibe. Sorry, I was just looking at another one. That's a big question. Music for the vibe. Do you play guitar? Because I'm hearing that. Do you know who Gypsy Kings are? That Bombaleo song. The very beginning of the song, there's a little guitar opening. It's like do 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 do. So it's like, I don't know. Do you play guitar? Again, I don't feel like anything new. It's like feels like you're on course. You're hitting you're at par. You're doing what you need to be doing. Just staying the course. It's really important for you to stay the course. There's nothing to worry about or think that it's not happening just because it doesn't seem like it's all happening. Have you been working on manifesting? Because they're saying it's like the seeds dropped and things are kind of starting to take root. All right, Alethea. So they're Gypsy Kings are a Spanish group. They're actually really good. They're very talented. Like it's that more like classical type guitar, like when you think of like flamenco style type guitar. They're really good. Alethea, I cannot tell you if you should get divorced because, listen, anytime anybody says you should do this, they're imparting their will on you, and that is not cool. That's also then about my karma. So, I just want to read your question one more time. I would like to know if I should divorce my husband or should I wait on him? I really want someone in my life. Do we have a future? They said, you do have a future. What you're not going to like to hear is what I'm about to tell you. And it is that it is truly up to you. No shit, right? Why is the psychic telling me it's up to me, right? But it's really about your own self-growth. And it's literally, they're saying it is a refusal to see where my shortcomings are. So I look at him and I constantly see what's wrong or what he should do or how it needs to be. And I'm not really looking at my own contribution and what it is that I'm doing. It doesn't mean that he's not hurting you or he's really not emotionally available. It doesn't mean that those things aren't happening, but it's really important for you to look at your own contribution and your own need for your own healing and old belief systems. And it doesn't mean that you're consciously contributing to some of these, like you're going, oh, I'm going to respond this way. It's just that if we heal that part, it might ease some of the tension. I'm going to leave you with that. It really like feels just like a lot of introspective work needs to be done. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. But it would be helpful to do some more introspective work. Catalina, mommy, what do you see for you in July? Oh, it's just his birthday. Perfect. You're welcome, Sherry. So that was for, I didn't even hit enter. Shoot. Oh, Catalina, mommy, what do I see for you in July? I heard more of the same. How am I spelling your name? Sorry. It really feels like more of the same. It feels like things and life and the energy seems to pick up more at the beginning of August, and I feel more settled, and my energy feels like less prickly by September. But I do feel like being able, by August, being able to relax and enjoy myself more. Lana Shakur, I'm not going to answer the Rick question because I already answered one for you. So just as a matter of, because I'm already at an hour and a half, that was a long time. Elisa, would I give you any advice on how to rebalance my body to my top form? I'm having some muscle skeletal misalignment sensitivities, especially in my hips. All right, Elisa. So I actually feel like there's an inflammatory process going on. So it feels like something along the lines of, I'm not diagnosing you, but it's this similar to something like, I don't know exactly, fibromyalgia or something where it's like your body attacking itself. But it actually feels like it is diet related. So I might have leaky gut syndrome, and that's creating a lot of inflammatory processes in my body. That's then like sort of, even if your alignment issues aren't directly caused for that, it's my body's not even able to like heal or do things right because there's so much inflammation and things going on. This sounds nuts, I know. So it feels like cleaning up my diet would be very beneficial. I'm not saying that you're gluten sensitive. I'm not saying that you have all these. What I'm saying is like for 2 weeks, take gluten out of your diet, wheat out of your diet. Eat a very clean diet. So don't eat any processed foods or anything with soy in it. That will automatically, if you take soy out of your diet, it will automatically eliminate majority of processed foods, because there's some form of soy in almost every processed food. Soy lecithin is an emulsifier, which help bind fat and water so that it doesn't separate, blah, blah, blah. I also feel like I have brain fog, so clearing that out would clear all that. Drink water, lots of water. I also feel like the tightness doesn't necessarily come from my hips. Like, it's coming from another area of my body, which is then causing me to kind of compensate, and then I sort of sit funny and I can't. Have you gone to a chiropractor and kind of talked to somebody about that, or a physical therapist? Alisa, this is for you. I hope you're still here. A lot of people think that this, like, I can roll through these super, super quickly. You're welcome, Jacqueline. You're welcome, Lana. The working late, be early could. All right, well, I'm going to keep moving on, Elisa. Hopefully you'll catch that and see what you think. But again, I'm not a medical person per se. I can't diagnose, so that's just what I feel like, similar things. So it might behoove you to talk to somebody who can help you with that. Benita Bala. Race B, I live in New Jersey. Google user, the argument was not your fault. It feels like pure miscommunication. Benita, I'm not feeling Christopher come through, so give me just a few minutes. And I think that's it. So I think Benita Bala, you're the last one. Thank you, KK. You're an angel. Just trying to scan through here. Oh, wait. Google user. Okay, whatever. All right, Benita Bala, you want to talk to Christopher. You're welcome, Rose. Have a good week, Blue Storm. Oh, I didn't know you were here. Thanks for watching. Manya is the last one. Oh, Manya, what's your question? Type it. I must have missed it. Benita, let me see if Christopher will come through. I'm getting pretty tired, and sometimes they tend to be really sweet and feel like, we'll catch you next week when they don't come through, and I apologize for that. Explain to me what a library means to him, or being a bookworm. I literally feel like I'm in a library. Can you explain that to me, Benita, if you're still here? Manya, is there anybody specifically that you would like to reach out to? Or do you look at them as more of your guides? Because if it's anybody specific, that's usually helpful. If it's just your guides, they come through a little differently. Someone is riding in on a horse. I don't know if that makes any sense, Manya. As your guides. Okay. Benita Bala, are you still here? Manya, I don't know if you can, do you know what the Akashic records are? Because they literally said you need to go to the Hall of Records, that it's important for you to do like a meditation where you're kind of connecting into the Akashic records, that you're more advanced than you realize, that you need to allow for the process to happen instead of being afraid and pushing it away. Does this make sense? Yeah. Does it make sense where they say that you've sort of been like it's sort of like you're freaked out that it's going to be one thing, like you have this idea of what it's going to be, and it's a totally different thing. And I'm talking about having a spiritual experience, having a psychic experience. Freaks you out. Okay. So they're saying that it shouldn't freak you out. Understand that when you connect into something that's your past life or who you are to explain certain things, when it's coming from spirit, when it's coming from a higher power, from a positive place, it will always feel calm. Even if it's like, I know that in one of my past lives, my lover, whatever, killed me, but he this sounds like totally nuts, but I literally saw, like, when I went to hug him, he kissed me and he stabbed me, pierced me on this side. Obviously, that's my heart, with like a very sharp, long, skinny type sword thing, whatever that he would have carried, like, say, like, but it was like maybe this long. So it was, while it sounds totally nuts, I was like an oracle. I had these abilities in that lifetime. And it was a way to protect me, knowing that I was going to be killed because of my abilities in that life. He did it in a more loving way. Sounds fucked up, right? But it's like, it was very quick. If you pierce right in your heart, you bleed out like that. So like, you actually, like, it's like done and over with quickly. And maybe I shouldn't be saying that, but like, think about that. Like, that's all your blood would flow out quickly. So it was like done with love. It may sound scary, but it's like everything happens and it's like everything is very calm. I wasn't freaked out when I had this vision and I was shown this. It's like everything is like very calm. So when it's coming from a loving place, it doesn't matter what it is. It all feels like, okay. There's no fear attached to it. When it's coming from a darker place, there's always going to be fear attached to it. So don't be afraid. They're sort of saying like, this is something that runs in your line. This is something that you've had for many lifetimes. So don't be afraid of it. Yeah. You are more powerful. So you just validated what I said, what I got for you. I really like want to be done for the night. So I try to stick it to one question per person. It's not a full reading. This is just a quick little thing. If you want a full private reading, I do those. They are for money. And you can go to my website, myspiritualfriend.com, or you can email me, Annalisa@myspiritualfriend, and reach out about that. But I would just say, don't be afraid of it. There's a reason you're getting that. And also know that when you work from the light, from a place of the light, you tend to attract a higher vibrational energy. So I know you can't see it now, but you may, because I feel like getting tired of the game. So, okay. So I'm going to say thank you and good night to everybody. I really appreciate your support. If you're new here, thank you for coming and joining me. I hope you enjoyed this. If you've been here and you stick with me, as always, I am incredibly grateful for your love and support. This is a really, really wonderful group of people. Like, subscribe, share, tell people about me, get a private reading, all of that good stuff. I'm on Instagram, it's at My Spiritual Friend. I'm on Twitter at My Spiritual FRND. I post here and there. I'm not like super social media lady, but I'm here every Sunday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. KK, Isha, good night. KK, thank you for being here and being super dependable. All right, y'all, have a good night. We'll see you next week.